Morning, Dr. Kim.
Morning, Colby. How are you this morning?
Man, I'm doing good. We're getting some rain. It's a little cooler outside today. It's great. In fact, you can see I
I
look
see
like
the raindrops. Yeah,
rain.
those are big
Uh,
drops.
yeah, they were huge. So
Yeah,
definitely need the rain today.
kind of nice. Kind of nice. Yep, I agree.
It is. It's a great day. Today, we're getting to talk about something that I think a lot of men talks about. There it is sex. I'm not. I could sing a song, but I'm not going to today. Heard everybody is.
You do have a good song though that if they ever take the engaged event, they will see.
Yep, they can see it. I do it live. It's
Yep.
pretty powerful. Pretty powerful.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that word, but it's fun. it's it's good.
We wanted to break this up into three different weeks so we can talk about three different areas that we feel like would be beneficial when it comes to sex and things for to help you have more sex because that's what that's what something that is definitely impacting marriage isn't something that is a stressor. So today we wanted to talk about listening and
Yeah.
how you can have more sex by listening and that goes against the norm of saying, hey, um, if you're thinking that you can come in here and say, "Hey, honey, it's time to have sex. We got to have sex now. This is the limit. This is the amount of sex we're supposed to have." It doesn't necessarily work that way, does it, Dr. Kim?
Not that I know of.
No, it's
Not at my house. Not probably in your house, and not in a lot of houses. And I mean, and I think that's really. I think sometimes we think we want that as guys, but I think really God's plan and where you really are connecting, and you're both wanting that to happen, that makes it's better.
it makes it
It is better. And
pouting about it, getting mad about it. It never allows you to have more sex. Like that's not a way to go
I
about
think if what well, and then if your wife does give in, then it's manipulation, and then she's
it.
probably going to resent it, and so you just get in a really negative cycle there. And I get it; I've been there. I think most guys have at some point in their marriage relationship, but I think it's more what we're going to be talking about probably the next 3 weeks is takes a little more time, a little more intentionality,
Yeah.
but the payoff long term is going to be much better, and I think the sex is going to be better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good point. And, starting with the topic today, the subject or the point, which is listening. And so many men, I know myself, I don't do a very good job of listening when it comes to my wife, what she wants, what she needs. And so many times, though, when I have listened and she's expressed her concerns or her desires or things that she's struggling with, and I've taken that time to invest in that aspect of the relationship, it allows her to be more open than to things that I want as well as, and a lot of that time is sex. But listening is a big part of our relationship when it comes to intimacy and how that contributes.
Yeah, the first thing that really hit home to me that was the time when I heard Kevin Leveman, who's written some books. He's a great Christian counselor. I think this one was called Between the Sheets or something like that. But he said it's what happens the other 23 or 23 and a half hours a day is depending on what happens in that 30 minutes, an hour of sex. Because if your wife feels loved and cherished and listened to as we're talking today, she's going to be connected to you. And I think for us as guys, going back to we get excited so easily, visual, we look at our wives, and man, we could have sex just right now. So we take off our shirt and she looks at us and she goes, yeah, you look nice, but I'm not thinking I want to jump your bones right now, you know. But if you've listened to her, if you spent time with her, if you can say, how can I help you today? All those kind of things. And then say, hey, what do you think about going and making love? She's going to go, yeah, most of the time. I mean, and plus she's going to be engaged. She's going to be feel connected to you. She's going to feel less. She's going to feel safe with you. All those things that make sex better for both of you.
Yeah, emotional, definitely much more of an emotional attachment when it comes to
Yes.
women. And men, we don't necessarily wired like that to some degree. We want it to be right now when we want it, but taking that time to really invest in that aspect of things is going to be rewarded later on, like you said. That's 24 hours. We're doing this 24 hours. That's good. It's a great
And I
point.
think we have that to learn from our wives. They teach us about that relational, emotional part of that. And I think as I learn more about that, I think that makes sex better for me too.
Yeah.
It's not just a physical act. There's so much more to it. So much more it can grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, next week we're going to talk about pursuing and how you pursue your spouse as well to continue to engage in that and sex and have better sex, have more sex. Is there anything else you want to mention today as far as listening goes, Dr. Kim?
No, I think just as a guy, I've just challenged you. Your next step would be think about it. Ask her how good a listener you are and how you can improve. She's the one you want to communicate better with. So ask the expert on her, and that is her. And the other thing, our new July podcast is out, just came out yesterday, Why Marriage. It's a great podcast. So tune into that wherever you listen to or watch your podcasts.
We know that you will enjoy it. So we're excited about this one as well. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Dr. Kim. And as we say every week, don't be an okay man.
Be a better man. See you guys next week.
See y'all.